LeBrun and our senior hockey reporter Frank Sarvalli. Gentlemen, while the Coyotes are continuing to face criticism for their handling of Mitchell Miller, to this point we haven't heard anything at all from the NHL on that front. Frank, do you have any further information on that front?
Well, Gino, what we've learned is that this was not a secret among NHL scouting circles. I'm told that at least 1/3 of the NHL's teams, if not more, had scratched Miller off of their draft list heading into the draft, saying at no point were they willing to draft Miller in any of the NHL's rounds. And so in recent days, we've seen the Arizona Coyotes and the University of North Dakota show their support for Miller. But what does that mean in terms of his chances to represent Team USA at the World Junior Championship? Miller was part of their most recent evaluation camp, and I'm told that he remains a candidate to represent Team USA in Edmonton over the holidays. USA Hockey, in speaking to one of their officials today, they had said that they had been well aware of Miller's past conduct and his behavior is indeed reprehensible. They feel that no kid should go through what Isaiah Meyer Carruthers has gone through, but at the same time, USA Hockey feels that there should be a path for all kids to make their way back.
This is not the first time USA Hockey has dealt with an issue of this nature. It hired John Van Beesbroek as Executive Assistant Director of Hockey Operations in 2018, some 15 years after he resigned as coach and general manager of the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds for using a racial slur to describe Trevor Daley. Pierre, turning our attention back to the NHL now, and the PA's Executive Committee met on Tuesday?
Yeah, a lengthy meeting. It was the first executive board meeting since June when they spearheaded the vote on the new CBA. Now, of course, the executive board is all 31 player reps, and they've got a lot of questions. Unfortunately, I don't know how many answers they're going to get. So this meeting is the PA's version of the GM's meeting last week for the league, and it is short on answers because, again, still so much work and so many meetings to be had to determine the 2021 season. And let me stress again, the joint committee of the PA and the league has not yet met to begin proceedings on figuring out what this upcoming season will look like. Now, after this executive board meeting, there are also going to be team-by-team meetings held by the NHLPA throughout the week so that all 700 plus players get to ask questions. And there are a lot of questions, you know. When do they move back to their NHL cities? What about schools? For their kids and their families. A lot of pertinent questions for players regarding really still an unknown, the 2021 season.
Well, perhaps in preparation for the bigger meeting with the National Hockey League Players Association, the NHL continues to work on as many as 6 playing scenarios for the 2020-21 season. That includes a Canadian division and what that might look like. Now, it could be just one city, one hub that houses all 7 Canadian teams, but there are some big concerns over what happens if you start that way and then the world gets healthier and you have to flip back to normal divisional play inside a regular season. Logistically, that could be a nightmare. You could see 2 hubs in the United States if the Canadian restrictions don't soften moving forward. But as we remind our listeners on a week-by-week basis, guys, it is a day-by-day process and nothing is finalized.
You know, in the meantime, a pretty significant part of that summer CBA announcement, something that the NHLPA had fought hard for, was, of course, the return of Olympic participation after missing out in the 2018 Winter Games. Here's the thing, though. There haven't been any conversations between the NHL and the NHLPA ever since that new CBA was announced with the Olympic news in it, and we get it. They had a summer tournament to put on, returned to play, and now they're trying to figure out 2021. There are bigger fish to fry, but the February 22 games aren't that far away. So at some point over the next 12 months here, with the IIHF and the IOC, the NHL and the NHLPA have to figure out if this is a go. They want to go. It's in the CBA, but they have to make it happen.
And right now, a big concern for the NHL are the Summer Olympics. Since they begin July 23rd, NBC will want the NHL season done well before then, so that could dramatically affect how many games are played in the NHL this season.